Hello, and welcome to Kaz English, your ultimate destination for mastering the English language. Whether you're a beginner or looking to polish your skills, we've got you covered with engaging lessons and practical tips. Don't forget to visit our website at kazap.uk. That's KAZAPP.uk for exclusive resources and additional learning tools to help you succeed. Let's dive into today's lesson and take your English to the next level.
All right, welcome to another deep dive. Today we're tackling something that I think a lot of people will find useful in everyday life, especially when talking with English-speaking friends.
Yeah.
It's all about recommending supplements.
Oh, very cool.
Like imagine you're chatting with a friend and they're saying, "Oh, I'm so tired all the time,
Right.
Wouldn't it be great to be able to give them some advice, maybe suggest a vitamin or a supplement?
Yeah, that would be really handy.
So that's what we're diving into today. And to guide us, we've got this sample conversation.
Okay.
It's between two friends, Chris and Amy, and they end up talking about vitamin B complex and fatigue.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, so let's jump right in.
Okay.
So the conversation starts with Amy noticing that Chris seems different. She says, "Chris, you look much more energetic these days."
Oh, okay.
So it's a compliment, right? But it also kind of naturally opens up the conversation to talking about well-being.
Yeah, it's not like she's prying or anything, just an observation.
Right, exactly. And, you could adapt this phrase for other situations too. Like instead of energetic, you could say, "You seem happier lately," or "You're glowing."
Oh,
That's
wow.
your secret, that kind of thing.
Right. Makes people want to share what they've been doing.
Exactly. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Chris says, "I've been taking some supplements that really boost my energy."
Okay.
So he's introducing the topic of supplements.
Right.
And it's useful here to think about the difference between supplements and medicine.
Yeah.
Supplements are more for general health and well-being.
Like vitamins and minerals and that sort of thing.
Right, exactly. Whereas medicine is for treating a specific illness.
Exactly.
So there's that distinction.
Yeah, good point.
Now, Amy, of course, is curious and wants to know more. So she asks, "What do you recommend?"
Okay, straight to the point.
Yeah, it's simple and direct.
Mm-hmm.
You could also say, "Do you have any suggestions?" Both work well in this kind of context.
Yeah.
And Chris, he recommends vitamin B complex.
So he's being specific.
Right. He doesn't just say vitamins. He says vitamin B complex.
Yeah, because there are so many different kinds of supplements.
Exactly.
It's important to be clear.
Now, Amy doesn't just jump on that recommendation. She's smart. She asks, "Are there any side effects I should be aware of?"
That's a good question.
Yeah, always wise to check, right?
Absolutely.
Before starting anything new.
You never know.
Especially with supplements. They can interact with other things you might be taking.
Right, or have unexpected effects sometimes.
Exactly. So it's really important to talk to your doctor.
Yeah, always best to get professional advice.
Definitely. Before adding any new supplement to your routine.
Your doctor knows your medical history.
Exactly. So they can give you personalized advice.
Yeah.
So Amy's reassured by that. And then she asks about the dosage, how much to take.
Okay.
And Chris says, "I take 1 tablet daily with breakfast."
Nice and clear instructions.
Right. Super specific.
Yeah.
Which is important because dosage is really crucial.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Taking too much or too little can be a problem.
Definitely.
So always follow those instructions on the label.
Read that label carefully.
And this brings us to another important concept. Serving size.
Okay.
Which basically means how much of the supplement is considered one serving. Sometimes it's 1 tablet, sometimes it's 2 capsules,
Right.
a teaspoon of powder, all sorts of things.
Got to pay attention to that.
So just make sure you understand the serving size in relation to that daily dosage.
Yeah, it can be a bit confusing at first.
Right.
But you get used to it.
Now, why don't we take a moment to review some of the key vocabulary we've come across.
That's a good idea.
These are really the essentials for talking about supplements, especially for anyone who's just starting to learn English.
Perfect timing.
So first up, we have fatigue.
Okay.
This simply means extreme tiredness.
Just feeling completely drained.
Yeah, you know that feeling when you've had a long day and can barely keep your eyes open? That's fatigue.
You can say, "I'm feeling fatigued," or "I'm experiencing fatigue."
Exactly, both common ways to express it.
Yeah.
Next, we have supplement. We've talked about it a bit, but just to recap, it's something you take to kind of boost your diet or your overall health.
Give your body a little extra support.
Right, like vitamins, minerals, herbs, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
Then we have dosage. which, as we discussed, is the specific amount you should take.
Like a recipe, you got to follow the instructions.
Absolutely. And remember, the right dosage can vary depending on the supplement and the person.
Exactly, which is why seeing your doctor is so important.
It is. And finally, we have consult a doctor.
Okay.
This just means to get professional medical advice.
Always the safest approach.
Always. Especially before starting any new supplement regimen.
Think of it like having a health expert on your team.
Exactly. Guiding you to make the best choices for your body.
That's a good way to put it.
So now that we've covered the key vocab, let's think about putting it all into practice.
All right. Sounds good.
I like it.
I'm ready.
Me too.
Our source material has this role-playing activity where you can practice asking for and giving supplement advice.
I like that.
It's a good way to try out these phrases we've been talking about.
You'll build up that confidence.
Right?
So let's say you're talking to a friend and they mentioned they've been super stressed lately.
Okay.
How would you approach that conversation using what we've learned?
Well, you could start by acknowledging their stress, in a kind way, like, I've noticed you've been looking a bit stressed lately. Is everything okay?
That's perfect.
Just to show you care.
Yeah, it shows empathy
Right.
and gives them a chance to open up.
Exactly.
And if they do mention, feeling overwhelmed or anxious, you could then bring up supplements. Something like, have you ever considered trying any supplements for stress relief?
Yeah, nice and casual.
Yeah.
Not pushy.
Exactly. And if they're open to suggestions, you could then share a specific recommendation. Like, I've heard magnesium can be helpful for managing stress.
Oh, good one.
But of course, always add, it's always best to check with a doctor first.
Absolutely. Can't emphasize that enough.
Really important.
Yeah.
And, even if you're a beginner in English,
Right.
you can totally have these conversations.
Don't be afraid.
Just start with a simple phrase.
Mm-hmm.
Be curious. Ask questions.
Exactly.
You'll be surprised how much you can actually communicate,
It's true.
even with a limited vocabulary.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of learning, I wanted to share a fantastic resource
Oh, okay.
for anyone who wants to improve their conversational English,
Mm-hmm.
especially for these everyday situations.
Yeah.
Have you heard of Kaz English?
I have. It's a great platform,
It is.
especially for beginners.
Yeah. They have all these real-life dialogues covering so many
I've
topics,
seen those, yeah.
like health and wellness, travel, social situations.
Really helpful stuff.
And they have this amazing learning player.
Oh, yeah.
Makes it super easy to practice listening and speaking.
It's like having a personal tutor.
It is. So, if you're ready to level up your English conversation skills,
Go for it.
definitely check out Kaz English. It's at https.kazapp.uk.
Easy to remember.
You won't regret it.
And don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive.
Yes.
And give us a like for more deep dives into all sorts of fascinating topics.
And helpful language tips.
We're your go-to guides
Absolutely.
for knowledge and language.
Until next time.
Keep those brains buzzing.
Yes.
And those conversations flowing.
See you in the next deep dive. And the most important thing is to just start talking, really.
Yeah.
The more you practice,
The better you get.
exactly, the more confident you'll feel.
It's like anything, right? Practice makes perfect.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Mhm.
Our deep dive into recommending supplements in English.
We covered a lot of ground.
We did. We talked about some useful phrases, important vocabulary.
The difference between supplements and medicine.
Right. That was a good one.
Can't forget that.
And of course, always, always consult a doctor.
Yeah.
Understand those dosage instructions.
Yeah, safety first.
And we even got to do a little role playing.
That was fun.
It was fun. So hopefully you feel a bit more equipped now.
A little bit more prepared.
Yeah, to navigate these conversations in English.
I hope so.
Now, before we wrap up completely,
Okay.
I wanted to leave you with something to think about.
Ooh. I like these.
So think about a time when you wanted to recommend something to a friend.
Okay.
Could be a book, a restaurant, even an app.
Anything.
How would you phrase that recommendation?
Oh, interesting.
Using the language we've been exploring today.
I like it. It's a challenge.
Yeah, it's a little challenge.
You make it stick.
Make it stick. And remember, learning a language, it's a journey.
It is, definitely.
It's not a destination.
Always something new to learn.
Always. Always. Keep exploring. Keep those conversations flowing.
Keep diving in.
Keep diving deep into English.
Until next time.
See you on the next Deep Dive.
Thanks for joining the conversation here at Kaz English. We hope you found it fun and informative. Don't forget to check out kazapp.uk. That's kazapp.uk for more tips, resources, and interactive practice. Keep exploring, keep chatting, and we'll catch up with you again soon.